Hey everyone. I haven't done a video in quite some time, but now that Valentine's Day is running around the corner, I decided to try my hand at an in the hoop SVG heart, kind of the scrappy hearts you've been seeing around on some of the embroidery sites and Facebook embroidery sites. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, and actually all of this can be done within Sew What Pro. You don't even need Sew Art Pro because actually Sew What Pro does really cool borders, and they have automatic shapes and everything. So I decided to try my hand at it. So let's check this out. So I'm in Google right now, and what I am going to search for is, let's see, I'm going to type in heart shape, but I'm going to put JPG, and there's a reason for that. You don't want an SVG or a PNG file because I've tried it to import it into Sew It Pro, and it just shows like a black image. There's nothing, there's no heart or anything like that. So I went ahead and I tried the JPG, and that actually did work. I'm not sure why. Probably some of you that are pros at using Sew It Pro could tell me that in the comment box. But anyhow, so I typed in heart shape JPG. And if you want to look for ones that are Creative Commons, they're free to use. They don't have any licensing attached to it. You can click on, let's see. Well, let me go ahead and hit enter. Okay. Where is, I just went to it just a second ago. Oh goodness, what did I just click on? All right, let me go to tools. Was it tools that I clicked on? Let's see. Okay, I got it. So I clicked on images after I typed in heart shape JPG. And then once you go to images, you can click on more. Ah, it's doing it to me again. Okay, you click on tools. I'm sorry. Click on tools, and then you can go right here to what's called usage rights. And you can click on Creative Commons, which means you can pretty much use it, and it's okay. There's no licensing attached to it. I got the best results after that when I clicked on up here at the top. I clicked on black, which is going to give me an image. I think that'll work really well. Okay. So I'm just kind of looking around for a shape that I really like. You see, those were with the backgrounds that have the gray and white checks. Usually those still come back PNGs and SVGs, so we don't want that. Let me click on this one. It's a stock image, and evidently it's okay to use. All right, so I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to click on copy image. Okay, I'll go ahead and minimize Google. And as you can see here, I've opened up Sew What Pro. All right, from here at the top, there's a little tool called borders. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Let's see. Okay, so once you click on borders, if you look here off to the right in the pop-up box, you see import shape. You click on that, and magically the heart that we copied from Google appears here. So I want to set some lengths and widths with this so that it's going to fill up my 4x4 hoop, because I have it set for just a 4x4 hoop. I'm working on a Brother PE 800. I could do a bigger one with the 5x7 hoop, but I figured with the little scrappy hearts, if you want to use them as ornaments on a tree, a little Valentine's tree, or if you want to hot glue a magnet on the back of them to put it on the refrigerator, You could do that as well. And I find the 4x4 works really well with that because it makes it big enough. All right, so we have our shape here. And I'm going to start with running outline. Because what I want to stitch first is a running outline on my stabilizer to show me where to put my material. Okay, so we're going to keep it with running outline right here. Or if you don't have running outline, click the little drop down box and select running outline. I prefer these two settings to stay at 2 for the top number, okay, and 30 for the bottom number. I've basically tested a few of the running and bean stitches, and those seem to give me the best quality stitch for what we're using today. All right, for border width and border height, my border width, I'm going to stretch it almost to the limit, and I'm going to put it at 3.8, and my border height I'm going to put at 3.8. All right, I know I could type it in, but it's kind of hard with the camera right here. Okay, so let's kind of review this. All right, so I've imported my shape. Okay, I have my running outline selected. My stitch length and width or height is 2 at the top, 30 at the bottom. All right, let's see, border width is 3.8, border height is 3.8. Okay, you can pick a thread color. I'll leave it at red for right now. It shows you up here what color your thread's going to come out. And it's really not going to matter because you can do your running line in any color you want when it's on the machine. So I'm going to click OK. And you will see that we have a pretty cute heart that came up. And it's going to be a running outline. So what I tend to do so that I don't forget, because I tend to forget a lot, is off here to the right where it has color 1, thread name red, stitches 96. Right underneath comment, I click in there and I put in running. And that's going to remind me that that's going to be my running stitch. Okay. And in my head, I know that that's what I'm going to run so that I know where to place my fabric. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do, let's see. I'm reading my instructions off of the paper when I made my first one. Is I'm going to check my lines. Okay. In Sew What Pro, if you hit the shift key, and if you have a mouse that has the little wheel at the top, you can turn the little wheel up and it automatically zooms in for you. And I'm looking right here. I mean, it's, you know, if you're, you know, very particular about lines and everything, you'll notice that down here it's a little tiny bit crooked. It's not horrible. But if you wanted to fix it, I can show you how to do that real quick. Okay, let me zoom in as much as I can. I want to try to maybe extend this line, and then the stitch that goes from here to here, I'm going to go ahead and try to join that. Okay, so I have it nice and zoomed in so I can see. I'm going to go up here to the little scissors, the cutting toolbar, click it. And then I'm going to click split at stitch. Okay, and so you'll see that all of these turn into visible stitches, how they're going to stitch out. So I am going to, let's see, I'll click on this one right here to see that stitch 56. And on my keyboard, I'm going to hit the down arrow. Oh, that's taking me back up. Let's hit the up arrow. Okay. And that's 57 stitch right here. 58, 59. Okay. So I want to go back to 57. And I'm going to click on the Control Ctrl on your keyboard. Hold that down. Click on that stitch. And while you're holding down the control, just kind of drag it to meet that grid line. And that kind of helped it out a lot. So actually that looks like all I'd really have to do. All right, I like my the way things are. Come back up here real quick. Let me zoom out. So I hit control and then my wheel, and everything else looks really, really good. Yeah, looks great. All right, so I'm going to come up here, and I'm next to the question mark, I'm going to click close, and then close again. And what it's doing is it's saving all of my stitches. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select our heart. Let's see. We are going to go up to, let's see, edit, copy, and then edit, paste. And what it's going to do is you look up here, it's basically duplicated the same stitch. Okay. So first off, I don't want to get these confused because it put running right here. And we're going to change all that. So I'm going to click on number 2. And I am going to select a totally different color to contrast it so I know what's going on when I stitch it. I'm going to click a green. And then I'm going to change it from running, let's see, to bean, B-E-A-N. All right, so I know that that's my bean stitch, okay? Let's see. So let me click back on just the bean, just in case. Kind of go in and make sure all my lines look good. So I don't have anything to change. It looks perfect. All right, so let me zoom back out. All righty. Okay, so that's going to be, my red is going to be my running. That's this one. My green is going to be my bean stitch. The pretty stitch that's going to kind of go around. Now, you can add another inside bean stitch to be real decorative too. So I can show you how to do that real quick. All right, let's see. So what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select my bean stitch, the green one, and I'm going to go edit, copy, edit. Oop, hold on. Let me try it again. Sometimes it does it the first time, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so I click on the green, edit, copy. Let me kind of click out of it. I'm just going to click in the white space right here. Edit, paste. There we go. All right, sometimes it gets kind of temperamental. Okay, so it basically, again, duplicated my second stitch. So I don't want that to be just called bean now. I'm going to call that my inside bean, okay? And I don't want it to be the same size. I kind of want it to come in, you know, inside here. So I'm going to click on it. And I am going to go up to the top and I'm going to click resize. And I'm going to change it from 100% to 90%. Let's see how that looks. And I'm going to keep all these things checked, these blue boxes. Okay. All right. Click OK. Actually, that works really well. It's just inside the first bean stitch. And that looks real good. Okay. So far, what do we have? We have our red running stitch. Okay, we have our green bean stitch, which is the outer stitch. And then we have our green inside bean stitch. So if you want to, you can click on that third one. And I like to have things different colors. I just don't want to mess anything up. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to blue. Okay. All right, here we go. Getting closer. All right, so if you like the stippling look, kind of like what quilters do on quilts, they have that inside stippling, that kind of, you know, a little line that goes into different shapes and whatnot to kind of hold down the fabric to the batting that goes underneath. You can put that, and I'll go ahead and show you how to put that here. Or, I mean, if you don't want to fool with the batting and the stippling and all that, from here, you can go straight to stitching it on your embroidery machine. But let's take it a little step further and make it look like a little mini quilt, okay? Let's see. All right, so, okay, I am going to select my first heart, okay? Because I want my stippling to go all the way to the ends of the outer part of the heart. Now, Silhouette Pro is really good at this. The only drawback I found when I first did it was when the stippling goes really close to the edge of the heart. For whatever reason, it'll stipple and it'll come to about right here, and then it'll zoom down. I'm not real sure how to fix that. If anybody out there knows how, go ahead and comment underneath the video. But it's really, I mean, I dealt with it. It's really not that bad. After it did this and then it stopped and went to zoom down, I just paused my machine and cut the jump stitch. It wasn't a big deal at all. Okay, so I have my first stitch, the outer stitch of the heart, okay, the one that's the biggest. And I am going to click the border tool up here again, okay. And then I am going to click right underneath custom border. It says stippling. So you click on stippling. And today I'm just going to choose a very basic stippling, like stipple 1 right here, okay. And what we want is we want it to quilt the interior of the heart. We don't want it to just quilt around the heart. That's not going to make much sense. So we're going to go ahead and make sure the little radio button, the blue button, quilt interior is selected, and then click OK. All right. I'm going to change that to, I'm going to click thread. Let me show you that again. I'm going to click thread right here. Okay. And let's choose like a pink so that I know, or maybe even a dark purple. That might work. Okay. And then click OK. And let's see. Okay. All right. So you'll notice that the stippling goes all the way to the outer end of the heart. And like I said, if you notice, like, okay, look at this stitch here. From here, it goes all the way to the end right here. And what it'll probably do is it'll maybe jump to here or jump to here. I'm really not sure what it'll do. It's different every time. But it's okay because, like I said, you can pause your machine, cut the little jump stitch, and then just hit go again. Okay? So far, it's looking good. I like what it looks like. And I'll go ahead because I like to do this on stitch number 4, which is the stippling. I'm going to name it stipple. Okay? So I know that that's the stitch. And when you save this file and pull it back up in Sewed Pro, the cool thing is that all your comments stay there. So it's great. That way, if you create something and you don't make it until a year later, if you're like me, I forget what each stitch is without stitching it out. So this is a really cool reminder. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now, we're going to save this. And I'm going to save it because I have a PE800. I'm going to save it to my flash drive and then bring it over to the embroidery machine. So I'm going to click File, Save As, and then this PC, my USB drive. And since it's almost Valentine's Day, I'm going to click Valentine's. And I will name it... let's see, I think I have a, okay, I'm going to do 2023 stipple heart. Okay, and I'm going to save it. All right, I'm going to minimize this real quick, and then I'm going to pause just a second and bring it over to the embroidery machine so you can see how it stitches out. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so I'm about to hoop the batting and the material and all that. And I want to show you that there's actually 2 ways that you can do this. Okay, so one way, if you want to get a little fancy with it, is to go ahead and cut a little 5x5 piece of, well, yeah, it's like a quilting batting that I had purchased a long time ago. And you put that down. All right, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it over. Well, actually, I'm not going to do the fancy one today. But you could bring that over to the machine, and then you would stitch your running stitch around. Once the running stitch is down, you could come back with some strips of material. I'll start with this one, okay? And let's say the heart, I don't want to stitch that part out now, but let's say the heart is around right here. So I would take my little piece, fold it wrong sides together, kind of finger press it, okay? And like put it at the top of the heart. And then you run your running stitch again, okay? You could tape this down, or you could, if you're careful, just hold it at the sides. And all right, let's say that's stitched down. You can come back with another piece, all right, and put that like this, okay? Maybe tape it down, run your running stitch again, and then come back with another piece. Let me finger press that, okay? All right, come down a little bit. And then my last piece, it took me 4 strips of, let's see, 2 inches high by about 4 or 5 inches long is what I used or would use. Okay, oop, this one came down a little bit. All right. Okay, so I would have all these, but the only thing you have to do is be really careful. I've really made some boo-boos with this. If you are going to tape it down really good. And run, so between each of these, keep running your running stitch to hold it down tight. It's just whenever the presser foot comes, you have to make sure it doesn't get caught underneath any of these pieces of material. So that's one way you could do it, and then go ahead and run the rest of your stitches, and then cut it out. And I usually cut it out using the pinking shears to put that little cute zigzag edge on it. All right, so let's keep it simple today. I'll move these out the way. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and run my running stitch. Hold on one second. In case you want to see what it looks like on the Brother PE 800, I have the hoop in the machine, and if you look here, I have my design up, and I have it ready to go. I just have to click embroidery. All right, and here we go. So my first stitch, of course, is the running, okay? So let me go ahead and put my presser foot down. And you can hold on to it a little bit while it goes. Usually the batting is kind of sticky, I guess, to the bottom. All right, so that's my running stitch. Okay, so what I've done is after I ran the running stitch, I put my piece of fabric on top, which is about the same size as the batting. It might overlap just a bit. And I'm going to, okay, let's see. I am going to click on, all right, I'm going to click on, let's see. I keep pausing the video, so if you hear me repeating myself, that's probably why. The second stitch, which was my outer bean stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and let that run. Oop. All right, perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do, probably off camera, is I'm going to take it out of the hoop. I'm not going to unhoop it. I'm just going to take it out of the hoop, and I'm going to trim the fabric around here. Okay, so let me show you what I've done. I have gone ahead and cut about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, around the heart. I kind of did a little over 1/4 of an inch right there, but it's okay because you're going to come back and trim that later anyway. And then on the back side, I placed the same fabric. I wanted the same fabric on the back. And then I taped it down using painter's tape. You can use painter's tape or I bought this at the dollar store not too long ago. It's called paper tape, paper medical tape. And it was, well, now it's $1.25, but it seems to be a pretty thick roll. So you can use that or plain painter's tape. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in the hoop and we're going to finish up our project. Okay. If you remember, we should be on stitch 3. And stitch 3 is our inside bean. So I'm going to go ahead and run my inside bean. Actually, hold on one second. I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to run my outside bean again, which is going to attach, the back fabric to the front fabric. Now, we haven't done our stippling yet. So if you're one of those that prefers the stippling just to be on the front and not the back, then all you need to do is run, let's see, you would have run basically all your stitches, your stippling and all that before taping the fabric to the back. But if it doesn't matter to you if the stippling shows in the back, then you can just follow this way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up because it's on stitch 3 right now. I'm going to hit my plus minus. And I'm going to hit minus and go back to 2. All right. And then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to run that outside stitch again. That's going to attach the back fabric. Okay. The next step, of course, is stitch 3. So on my machine, it says we are on stitch 3. All right. We're going to go ahead and run the inside bean, which is here. And then our last stitch is the stippling. And I'm going to show you what I mean by the little jump stitches and what we're going to do. But I'm holding the camera, so it's going to be, I'm going to have to keep pausing it. All right, let's see. Okay, so it's stitched that part. Now watch, it's going to jump. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it right there, and I'm going to take my applique scissors, and I'm just going to trim that. All right, where did it go? Oh, there it is. All right, I'm trying to hold the camera in my other hand. I'm just going to do it the best I can. Let's see. Okay. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, here we go. And it's going to keep on stitching. And like I said, every time it does that, just stop your machine and cut the jump stitch. Okay, so it turned out that I had to cut the jump stitches about 3 or 4 times, which is really not bad. I mean, you're creating this yourself. It's not like buying a $4 or $5 design on the internet. You can say that you created this yourself. Okay, so everything is stitched. Okay, I'm going to flip it over on the back. I'm going to remove all the painter's tape. Okay, and then I am going to take it out of the hoop. Okay, all right, and I usually start at the top and tear down to get that tearaway out. And if I failed to mention that I use tearaway stabilizer, I apologize, but that's exactly what I used. I think it's medium weight, but you can use pretty much any tearaway. Come on. Okay. A little piece stuck right here, which that'll come off when we cut anyhow. All right, go through that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it. I don't know if can you see it real well. You see the stippling? Okay. I'm going to come back with my pinking shears. All right. And I'm going to cut about, let's see. Let me stand up so I can do it right here. About 1/4 of an inch away. Just try not to cut that bean stitch on the end. This is where you need a steady hand, and that I don't have sometimes. Okay, especially when it comes to this little corner. But just go slow. Back off on the scissors just a bit. Maybe snip instead of cut. Let's see. Try to get some of this out of here. All right, you can always come back and clean it up a little bit. And you can make this with, if you don't want to make it with fabric, you can use felt. You can use pretty much anything, really. All right, so this is our final product. I know you can see the batting here, but really I think it gives it kind of a farmhouse look. So this is the back. You can see the back end of the stippling, but again, if you didn't want that, you just complete all the steps except, well, actually you complete all of your steps, but don't put your backing on until the end. And then after you have your backing on, you would run your outer stitch to kind of bind it to the back. All right. So if you like the little in the hoop Sew What Pro Scrappy Heart, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.